So I want to read some of the comments to this video that I did. You hear that, preacher?
Lord, and we seek his face. Your word says, if my face and my heart is
Anyways, enough of that. So what trips me out is these MAGA parents have condemned parents that push transgenderism onto their children, which I get that part as well, right? Leave children alone. Let them be fluid, because children that are fluid like to dress certain ways. Clothing makes no difference. You know, clothing is just clothing, right? So let children do what they want to do clothing wise or whatever. But when it comes to actually altering their bodies and stuff, let them become adults and make decisions on their own when they become adults, right? So I get that part. However, what these MAGA parents are doing in this Christian sect, this MAGA Christian sect, it's abuse. It's the same type of abuse to their children. So I wanted to read some of the comments, right? Let's see. One says, let me get my magnifying glass. Let me see. One says, this isn't freedom, this is controlling. The other one says, what in the right-wing cult is going on here? Right? One says, and they get mad when you call them a cult. Another says, I was brainwashed at a young age by these people. It took global travel and decades of talking to foreigners to break out of it. Okay? One says, what the hell is going on here? Another says, this is child abuse. Someone needs to save those kids. Notice it's only little girls, though. I don't see any boys being indoctrinated in this type of form of indoctrination. So where's the little boys? And let me just say this. I grew up as Southern Baptist, and when we were kids, we couldn't wait for the summer to come and have vacation Bible study, which was, 2 to 3 or 4 weeks of the summer. And we would go for a few hours a day, and we had fun. Like, I'm not going to even lie to you. And it's a form of Christianity, right? Southern Baptist, a form of Christian. We had fun. We had cookies. I said it in the other video of this that I made on this. We had cookies, we had Kool-Aid, grape, cherry, strawberry, you name it, because we used to drink Kool-Aid back then. We loved Kool-Aid, right, when we were kids. And we learned about the Bible, but it wasn't, how we learned about the Bible wasn't overwhelming, right? And what we learned about Jesus wasn't overwhelming. It wasn't burdensome. And these children to be like 11 and 12 and 9 and 13 and whatever, that's burdensome. Look at these little girls, right? That's burdensome, right? Let's see. Another one says, I grew up in I grew up in this culture, and this is sickening. Accurate. They take literal children and tell them they are worthless and fuck ups and break them down so far that this is what happens. You know what? Maybe we just grew up in a different time, but we were never broken like that. We were never told we were worthless. We weren't told that. Okay? Redemption lasts only a few moments, but self-hatred lasts a lifetime. Well, I can get that. I even went to Mormon churches when I became a little bit older. Now, were the women performative in the Mormon churches? Yeah, but the little girls weren't. So these little girls and little boys in the Mormon church were in different classrooms, and depending on their age group, they did Bible study, and they did they did arts and crafts and things like that were appropriate for their age group. dealing with the Bible, right? So I didn't even see this in Mormonism, right? When I would go, right? And I went to the Catholicism, same thing. Went to the Catholicism classrooms as children for my aunt, because my aunt was Catholic, and never witnessed this, right? This is my experience as a child, right? Never witnessed. Even went to black churches and never experienced this. Never. And even my daughter, when she said she had some of the funnest times in black churches, the dancing and stuff, she fondly remembers stuff. Never did we see this kind of like this burdensome thing on the shoulders of the children. So this is indoctrination. Like, oh my God. Like, let me go all the way up. Let me read some of the comments from the top, right? We never experienced this. This is really I feel sorry for these little girls, because it's only little girls that are going through this in this church. One person says that's called grooming. Another one says emotional abuse, performative religious abuse, gross. Another says it's truly a spiritual crime against these kids to undergo such conditioning by psycho parents and churches. Their business model is to prey on vulnerable children. Another comment says the word is brainwashed. Another comment says, and those are the people that call others cultists. And like I said, they go against the transgender parents, or parents that want to transgender their children, which is just as fucking Fruit Loops to me as this, what I see right here. This is exactly, it's on the opposite scales of things that is abusive to children, right? So like I said, you don't transition your children. They don't know no better. They're fluid. They like certain clothing and things like that. Leave them the fuck alone and let them become who they're meant to become as adults without you pushing things on them. Well, I can say the same thing about this type of Christianity. MAGA Christianity being pushed on children is just as abusive. It's exactly the same, just on the opposite side of the scales. Period.